pretties, welcome back to my channel. So today, kind, kind I'm a little uncomfortable about this, but I felt like it's something I need to talk about. You guys know, last year I tried to take my own life. Today is the 1 year anniversary, and I thought it would kind of be maybe appropriate to kind of like write a letter to my past self. I know people do like the opposite where they write a letter to their future self, but I felt like for me it was more like just reflecting on what we've been doing from the last year. So it's not super long, like I promise. Like it's pretty short, but yeah. Alright, so I'll get started. Dear past me, it has been a year since we tried to take our own lives. Things have changed for us in the last year. We are now in therapy and taking medication. We have been officially diagnosed with anxiety, situational depression, or adjusted disorder with depressed moods and, and, and suicidal ideation, but we are taking medication for our anxiety and depression. We are going through our childhood trauma and self esteem issues. It might not be the easiest thing to talk about our childhood with our stepdad, but it's something we need to do. We are still single as a Pringle, but are learning to accept that. Yes, we have gone on a couple of dates, really more like having sex, but we are learning that we are not the problem in our lack of a boyfriend. We are learning not to beat ourselves up because of the ghosting. We are learning to get up, dust ourselves off, and keep moving forward, as well as not getting hung up on the rejection. We are learning how to embrace our flaws and strengths. We are learning to love ourselves through self care. We have changed in the last year and still have much growing to do. From your future self. I told you it wasn't a super long letter. It's just I I don't know. It's just something I'm not comfortable doing, like writing to myself or like doing a diary entry like anymore. It's just it is something that would benefit me also besides my vlogging to kind of get those words out there. And let me close my laptop because I'm having a little trouble being close to the camera. So let me kind of explain the reason why I tried to commit suicide. I was really in a dark place. I was letting a guy's rejection to me kind of glue itself to my brain. And then once it was engraved into my brain, I started beating myself up, starting to go over what I done wrong. Like, what did I say wrong? What did I do wrong? Did I come off too strong? Did I say too much? Just that type of stuff. And that's where it goes from there to maybe I'm not good enough, or I don't deserve to be loved, or I don't deserve to live. That's when I decided to take 10 Tylenol pills, but luckily for me, I was still conscious enough, like, to let my sister know what I did. I'm sorry. It's just like really going back on it, back back to that day. For me, I just like sometimes just want to be scream at myself, be like, why would you do that? You are so much better than that. There is somebody out there. It's just you're gonna have to go through frogs to find your Prince Charming, and you know who you are. You're special. You're funny. You're smart. You're kind. And if somebody doesn't like that, that's on them. And I'm starting to learn that I tend to let men define my worth. And that's something I'm unlearning is to not let people, let alone men, define who I am, define what my worth is in life. But like looking back 1 year ago today, if I was just like if I was able to just like time travel to this exact day 1 year ago, I would tell myself, be like, hey, pass me. I understand that you are hurting, understand that you feel down in the dumps, feel like you are the problem, and you just want to be loved by somebody, but you shouldn't let this guy define. It's kind of hard because I'm trying to like get the words out to define your worth. You know you're smart, you know you're funny, and you know you are one of a kind. And also pretty much be like therapy is is helping us a lot with the problems that we have dealt with from childhood, adolescent, teen years, and even into adulthood. We are. It'll take. It'll take a while. It's not an overnight project where we can learn to love ourselves and define our worth by ourselves. Now, yes, would it be nice to be in a relationship like everybody else? Yes, of course. But we also need to learn to love ourselves before we can be in any type of romantic relationship with people, as well as learning why we pull away from people as like a coping mechanism. So that's why I feel like I would maybe tell myself 1 year ago today, just kind of be like, hey, it's gonna be okay. I know it sucks. I know it. No, I feel. I know you feel like this could have been the one, but clearly he's not the one because you still have growing to do. And even now, a year to today, I still have a lot of growing to do. I'm still trying to figure out everything, but in a way, I feel like I've grown a lot. I've no longer letting people walk all over me, putting people's feelings before mine. I feel I might edit that out because that's disgusting. But like, yeah, learning learning how to establish boundaries, not letting people walk all over me, and just people pleasing, because that's where my anxiety would come from. Is I always tend to like please everybody, just be the version of me that they want instead of being the version of me that I want. And and then also putting a lot of high standards on myself, putting so much pressure, be feel like I have to be perfect in some type of way. But now I'm learning that I'm gonna make mistakes, but that's how I'm going to learn as a person, as well as now creating boundaries for myself with any type of relationship, from familiar to friends to romantic relationships, establishing this is what I want. And if that's not something you are willing to work with me on, then it's not going to work. And I think definitely some of my family members are being caught off guard that I'm now establishing these boundaries because they're so used to me listening to whatever advice or opinion they have, and then my choice would change because of their advice or opinion. But now that I'm 25 years old, pretty much an adult, I need to start thinking for myself and just like it's fine that if people suggest I do something else, but that should be why I decide to change decisions. It should be because I wanted to change the sorry that I wanted to wanted I wanted to change the decision. I don't know why I was tongue twisted on that sentence for whatever reason, but it's just I think that's what people are getting caught off guard on is they're so used to me being like, do this, be like, okay, like they'll tell me to jump, they'll ask me to jump, and I'll be like, how high? And just not even how high, I just do it. But now I'm like, why am I doing that? No, or be like, no, I'm not doing that. Making myself comfortable with whatever situation I'm in instead of letting people put me in uncomfortable situations, put me in situations that put a lot of stress on me and trigger my anxiety and depression. So I'm no longer doing that. So that's what's very different from me today from the me 1 year ago today. And I would say I'm definitely proud of myself finally growing a backbone pretty much and listening to what I want, what my body's feeling, and not like ignoring my intrusive suicidal thoughts, but putting them to word instead of putting them into act. So that's what I'm definitely proud of. But I know I still have like a lot, to, a lot of growing to still do. But to be honest, I would say I'm a little nervous. Definitely when it comes to talking about my trauma, it's just like anybody, like anybody who has trauma. It's not something you're just immediately comfortable talking to with like a therapist or anyone. It's just like those type of topics you're afraid to touch on. But I know it's something that I have to do to really become a better version of me. So that part is where I'm nervous on. But I'm more excited is the progress that I will continue making in therapy and in life in general. So that that's all I pretty much wanted to get on camera and say. And mostly I'm trying not to cry or get super emotional or hope I don't have any boogers on camera because I would die of embarrassment because of that. But anyway, I hope you guys are enjoying your day, afternoon, or evening. Until then, bye guys.